private script writing lessons with the script writer of the film that they were producing. If they had offered that to anyone who had given them $25, then probably that script writer would have been busy for a very long period of time, not having much time to actually do what they actually needed to do. So in addition to thinking about things that really appeal to your audience, they also need to be realistic in terms of deliverability, in terms of how much they cost to deliver as well. And finally, they need to be creative. So, this is the whole fun of it. It is the creative industries after all. But, having a really intimate understanding of what people want, what you think connects people to your project, can mean that you're offering people a really deep experience, a way to really draw them into the whole project. And it also means that it doesn't have to cost the earth to deliver the things.
So how did the case studies deal with rewards? Amanda Palmer, she had a fairly significant number of rewards, 24 of them. I'm not going to go through all of the options, but suffice it to say she started with a fairly low barrier of entry. $1 US got you the album as a digital download, $5 got you the album and the album artwork. As you moved into the sort of 25 to 100 range, you started to get different types of traditional formats of the album, CDs, vinyl, that kind of thing. When you started to get into the higher price range, you started to get to more scarce objects, which is a fairly common approach. But for $300, you got a ticket to the gig, and there was a limited number of tickets per gig. As you moved into the sort of 500 to 1,000 range, the gifts started to get very personal. Things like Amanda Palmer drawing your portrait using a Sharpie, if you wanted that, as well as things like hand-painted turntables by some of the artists involved in the art book. If you were willing to pay $5,000, you could have a house party with Amanda Palmer and her band. And if you're super keen, you could have paid $10,000 for dinner with Amanda. Emerging Writers Festival, different sort of scale, but a similar sort of approach. They had 7 different options for their project. And so their 7 options, again, a fairly low barrier of entry. For $5, they were like, you're really awesome. Everything from the $45 range upward got you a pre-sold ticket to the one-day mini-conference. The sort of 50 to 80 range was lots of personalised gifts, like one of the speakers at the event makes poetry using Lego. So if you're paying in that kind of range, there was personalised gifts from some of the speakers, as well as the sort of higher range was fairly scarce things like a limited number of tickets to the artist party.
Okay, so one of the last things to say about rewards is how you're going to space them. So what you probably don't want to do is have rewards, be offering rewards at say $5, $10, $15, $20. The idea is to, it's about the suggestion